I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have. September's over and spooky season has arrived. And let's see, maybe a more dull month of content because half of it I was on vacation. I think the content was still overall pretty good. But you've probably noticed something. There was no Reddit video. What will I do with all my Reddit? Well, I've got you covered. As my first video of October, I will make a Reddit video to September and make an October video later that month, yeah, because I still have a series to finish and I do want to make more videos on other stuff, you know, important projects. And I do apologize for that incident. But okay, enough of that. Let's get into the Reddit scenario. This is actually a scenario where Austria-Hungary collapses and Bavaria takes over them and Germany. The user False Marketing actually made this scenario. And here's actually a very detailed map of him. Though sadly, it really doesn't give much information. The text helps though. So I've decided to replicate a map myself. Oh yeah, the borders are not 100% accurate. This is merely a skill issue of my map design. I hope you still like it, and I feel like now we can get into the scenario. Okay, so here's where I want to start. 1910. I know I've way more different time frames, but this is the most interesting one. And I want to end at like late 1913. So, first of all, I think we can comfortably start with Austria-Hungary collapsing, yeah? It's pretty usual. So we end up with this map, and Germany takes Bohemia and Austria, which leads to them being diplomatically isolated, which also then means that the people would be pretty unhappy and would probably start a revolution. Bavaria would win this revolution, and during that time Italy would become fascist, which is why they didn't intervene in the collapse of Austria-Hungary, and Russia could become fascist, which like we kinda see the results, all these new states. And at that time Bosnia would go to Serbia actually. Okay, so what happens now? Now such a Russian turn to fascism could lead to maybe millions of deaths. So Russia won't be probably devastated and not have the time to take over all these small states. The same with Italy. Meaning that for now the biggest thing is Bavaria. How do I say this, but this won't work. And there are many reasons for this. Okay, reason number one is Bavaria is conservative, which also in the south of Germany is pretty popular, not so much in the north, yeah? Whilst looking at this map, the population is quite equal. It's still unpopular in the north, so yeah, you got the nation split. The next problem is that, again, is split from north and south, is that Bavaria and the house of Wittelsbach, the royal house, is Catholic, whilst the northern of Germany is pretty much completely Protestant. And all of this with also economic divides, and you know, the fact that Bavaria isn't such a central and powerful nation like Prussia was. I mean, Prussia was big, had more population than the rest of Germany combined, probably, and had this large army, this large landmass. Yeah, this just made it look appealing, but then you have this part. Yeah, so what I'd see happening is the north and south actually splitting up. At this point it's 1917 and all hell breaks loose. So first of all, Italy and Hungary probably team up to take out Croatia, and during that time potentially like 1919, there would also be a Franco-North German alliance to take down South Germany, and they would kind of do it, stripping it of the Rhineland and some other adjacent territories. During that time also, everywhere with the new states would be fighting because of borders, like Poland, Belarus and Ukraine would be fighting, and Hungary would be fighting. So this would all be just chaos, which would lead to Russia just sneakily going in and taking out these states. And eventually, I don't think Italy would expand into South Germany, but yeah. And this is how we have this situation now, with a lot of more chaos to come to the next decade. So this is where I want to end the video. Finally, at the end, here's a list of scenarios I want to do. So if you're excited for these, like and subscribe. It helps me a lot, and I'm grateful for every subscriber I get. And you can also add to this list by writing a alternate history scenario you want to learn more about. I will mark also that it is a viewer requested scenario. Here's a final map of after the dust has settled. And yes, the borders changed from, the last one I showed, but, again, it's not 100% accurate. So, yeah, now that you've taken a look at it, I think we can just end off the video. Sounds good? Okay, now let's get the outro rolling.